Hey there, Sinead Dunn here from the Extraordinary Mompreneur Community, and welcome to the Mompreneur Show, your weekly feel for tips, tricks and inspirations to help you build a successful life and business. And this week we were chatting with the amazing mother of 11, Leone Rohr. Yes, I said mother of 11. And she is going to share with us some of her strategies that she uses in her life to have a balance of motherhood and business. So let's dig in. Welcome, Leone, to the Mompreneur Show. So pleasure to have you here. Could you just
Thank
tell
you.
us a little bit about yourself and your business?
Yes, good morning. It's Guam time. It's morning over here. And so I am Leone Rohr, and I am the founder of Crafting My Powerful Life. And Crafting My Powerful Life is our personal development company for moms. And it is for moms, but I have to say I have a lot of other people that come to my stuff and I do masterminds with. Because everybody wants to get their lives in order, and that's what we do. I work with people to just get in the CEO position of their life. In other words, how do we get it in control, but where it's, everybody's winning. You know what I mean? We're trying to run our homes. We're trying to do businesses. I was a homeschooler for many years. All these things that come into play. How do we help it to run more smoothly? How do we become more effective with our time and get more done? How do we be productive and not wear ourselves out? So over the years, just doing these things on my own and learning some definite and some skills, some techniques, some strategies that I use, and just putting them into place. And that's what I teach now. And over the just finally putting the questions that moms ask me into play, into getting them answered and putting it out there. And again, just that alone, just adding that dimension to my life, adding something else in, and figuring out how I'm going to reach families has been a big change too.
So you are a mother of 11. So I really want to pick your brains as much as I possibly can, because you said you've homeschooled and you've been running successful businesses. So how do you deal with your work-life balance with having so much going on?
Well, for one thing, I use a planner. I don't use my phone. I use an actual planner. I happen to use the Franklin Covey planner, and I've used that for many years. In the beginning, when I had my home-based business. That was one of the things that were recommended, and I started using it then. That was like 20-some years ago, and then I got away from it. But I've definitely gotten back into it the past 4 years, and I use it all the time and consistently. So one is specific way that I am able to do so many things, and that is a question I get a lot, is I use a calendar, but also I write everything down. I plan things out. I do not leave life to chance. I plan, I write, I journal, and I don't mean, I had a great, wonderful day today. I plan out what I want to accomplish in 2016, in 2017. I'm already planning 2017 now. I plan it on paper. I have a mastermind group that I meet with, and I'm working with them to do the same thing. And I plan out what are my goals. I teach you're the CEO in the center, and what are your focus areas. And this is stuff I do workshops on. And so you have to pick. I pick what am I going to focus on this year. Okay, and those are going in. Think of a mind map. So you're the CEO in the middle, and then you're choosing. There's many things that we could be doing, right? But we need to choose which ones am I going to focus on. And go, you may want to do a 3-month, a 6-month, or a 12-month time span. It depends. In the beginning, maybe you need to do 3 months at a time so that you can, figure out how you're going to do it and do it evaluate, look at what you've done, and see what you need to tweak and change. And so I compartmentalize. Okay, break up your day. If you're going to work on your home-based business, which hours of the day am I going to do that? If you were going to work, that's the same thing you would do. You get up, make a schedule for the day. Kids up at this time, out the door at this time, breakfast at this time. We have to take it. It's like, oh well, I don't want to do that. I want to just go with the day. Well, that is going with the day, and going with it calmly versus being completely overworked and frazzled. Just putting some calm and order in our lives. And the thing is, and this is something I read in a book years ago, as the mother, we need to do that. We need to run the house in the sense that the kids need to know what's next. They need to know when they're going to sit down and have dinner, when is breakfast. They need to know what the schedule is. And by putting up that schedule, and I have chore charts, it's on my website. You can get the free printable for the chore chart. I have chore charts, so everybody knows what to do, when to do it. You can put up plus I have 2 children with autism, so this also helps them. But I was doing this before I had the 2 kids with autism. Make a schedule for the day. It doesn't have to be right down to the minute, but it needs to be, what get up time. How do we get, what do you have to do to get out the door in the morning? Kids are trying to get to school. You want them to go out calmly. I was a homeschooler, so even that, what time was snack? What time was lunch? What time was, okay, we're done with school. It's time to clean up the toys, go outside and play, come back in at this time. Let's start making dinner. And I taught my kids everything. All my kids know how to cook, they know how to clean, they know how to do laundry. I did not run around doing everything. See, that was rule number 1 that I realized early on. Leone could not do everything. So that was my first, what I call the dark night, when you get to that point where you absolutely have to make a decision in your life and things will change from then on. Because things happen where you're like, okay, this is not working. I need to make change. So that's what I call the dark night. So you'll have several of those dark nights within our lives where we have it's a Y in the road. It's do or die. It's okay. I need to make some change. I need to take some responsibility, and maybe I need to make some decisions in the house and come up with some rules. It may be that you need to come up with some rules. It may be that you need to just really get people organized or have some. And then I would write them down. I would sit there. I talk about being the CEO of your life. I have board meetings. I would have board meetings. I said, here I am trying to run a family. Well, I want my family to be successful. I want my kids to be successful. So I thought of, as I was reading and learning from my business, I started applying what I was reading to my home. And I'd ask myself, when I read, how can I apply this to my life, my home, my family? And what came from that was, I need to run this as if it's that important, as if it's a multi-billion-dollar operation, because it is. Your home, the potential of your children. We are running huge companies, and they're called children, with everybody's own personality. And so I would say, okay, well, everybody sit down, let's talk, get everybody to the table, give everybody a notebook, a piece of paper. Let's plan out how we can make things work better here. What do we need to do to make things work better? Ask the question, what's not working right now? And let everybody voice. Well, he keeps taking my this or that. He's sleeping on my bed, whatever. So you take that down. Everybody gets heard. You write that down. Okay, so what can we do to make it better? We are always setting an example, and we have to take that seriously. Even if we sit down and do nothing, we're setting an example. Even if we let things go and let them fight or going at each other's throat without saying, okay, what's the real problem here? Why are you upset? What's happening? And it may be something as simple as she keeps leaving her hair on my toothbrush. It could be something that's so simple. Well, let's show them how simple it is by sitting down and solving it. So, just having systems in the home really worked, because here's just a concept is, and same thing with finances, if you have things in order, and you're working with some order in your life, not that everything's going to be perfect. You're always going to be, fixing. When there is an emergency, it won't be catastrophic. It will just be an emergency. You see what I'm saying? When we have routine, and the thing is, the kids need that. Kids need that routine to have that calm. They need to know when dinner is. When are we going to, come up with some, I would come up with fun things. Okay, Tuesday night would be, taco night. Fridays would be ice cream time. Instead of, Mom, can we have ice cream? Mom, can we have... No, on Fridays and Sundays, come up with something. Come up with something that fits your budget if it's a budget issue. If kids are asking for things all the time. I came up with ways to teach them about money by having them earn the money, by doing a small business. We did a cookie business. Every little thing that we have to do, it needs to be a teaching moment. It needs to be teaching them about adulthood, right? Teaching them to be productive.
Can I ask you as well, because this, I know, is something that, being a mother of 5 myself, that I struggled really, really a lot with, and that was overwhelm. Being a mother, and feeling that I couldn't reach out and talk to other mothers because we have this whole concept that we have to be the perfect mother, have to be the perfect wife. How did you deal with this for you when having 11 kids? I'm sure you had a lot of overwhelm.
Yes, absolutely. I have to say that definitely. You do get that. I did have that feeling in the beginning, and I think now I'm 50 now and 11 kids later, you really do. It is a strain. It is a reality that we're all dealing with. This world of we're supposed to be perfect. We're supposed to have everything down. Our kids are not supposed to have any issues, or they're supposed to be perfect. And it was a huge pressure. Plus, it was a huge pressure being on my own out here, living out here by myself with no family help or anything. And then, I would do everything I could. I just came up with ways to, again, systematize. I talk about that a lot, but systematizing things gives you peace, gives you calm, gives you clarity. And so I came up with, okay, what's my look? I came up with a look. What do I want to look like? Okay, I was doing business and I had kids. So I would be, if I have to go into town and I have to take all my kids, because it was a homeschooler, they weren't in school all day. So how do I keep myself looking neat and pulled together so I can do business at any moment? So it was, okay, so I would wear my hair in a bun. What's the easiest, quickest way that I could look organized and neat? I would purchase clothes, decide on what kind of clothes works for my body. I did a little of work, and then I would buy those kind of clothes. And I lived on an island, so I wanted to look fresh. I wanted to look professional and neat, but still I was a mom, and I was nursing all the time. So it had to be two pieces. I did not own a dress until I was 40-some years old, because it wasn't worth it. I couldn't do it in a dress. So, little crazy stuff like that. But how I sat, like I said, sit down and figure these things out. Look at your life. Look at what is required of you, and then figure out how you're going to make that work. How are you going to fit that all in there? So that way you can come up with a strategy, come up with a style, come up with how am I going to do this? You literally have to have these nighttime conversations with yourself with a blank piece of paper and go, okay, how am I going to tackle this? What is the issue? Put it on top of the page. You notice I did not say problem. I said, what is the issue I need to solve? What is the project I need to do? Sometimes the project is me, right? Sometimes the project is, how am I going to dress? How am I going to get up in the morning, be ready, get kids out the door, get breakfast up? How am I going to do it? And then you need to come up with your house. Okay, maybe I need to have an easier hairstyle. What do I want my makeup to look like? Maybe I need to have a makeup that the everyday makeup versus okay, I'm going out for the night, I'm dressing up today makeup. We have to be sensible, practical, and then we can have more fun. You know what I mean? What kind are you buying clothes that are not feasible with little kids? When you're having babies, you can't just wear anything. You got to get it in line. You got to make this flip the switch, I call it. Flip the switch. You got to go flip the switch into where you are now. Not when you were in high school, not when you were 20 in college. Where am I now? And what am I doing now? Is it working? Do I need to make change? Let me have a conversation with myself in the quiet at night. Let me start to recreate and redesign my life. And that's why I call it Crafting My Powerful Life. And I said my because I want every woman to read that and go, I need to do my life. I need to design it. It's my responsibility. I need to design it. Because when we have our act together, the house will have its act together.
Sure, definitely. It's the same, I suppose, in the concept of business. We need to work on our mindset, but also as a mother, we still have to work on our mindset as well, because being a mother it's the toughest job. It's the biggest role that we will ever have. So, in the midst of our overwhelms, we have to have, I suppose, strategy of how we're going to deal with that overwhelm. And I love that concept of not thinking of it as a problem, thinking about it as something that I can sit down and work a plan. Leone, thank you so much. I really appreciate you sharing some concepts with us and some of your tips. Can you just tell us where we can find you?
Yes, indeed. I am at craftingmypowerfullife.com, and also the Facebook page is the same. And again, I am getting more and more done, getting it up there, doing workshops and working on getting a course up there so I can teach this, and more videos too, because that's the best way for me to teach what I'm trying to get across to the moms. Is that's how we can make life better. Is we just have to, one, stick together. Don't try to do this on our own. That's really hard. And also, coming up with those strategies that's going to help us to move things forward, and then teaching it to our kids so that they become amazing parents and spouses as well.
Okay, well, I'll put the link below to where we can find you. So again, thank you so much for this interview. It's been absolutely such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. It was awesome.
Hey, and thank you so much for watching the videos, and I really hope that you have enjoyed them. I'm super excited to share with you my must-have tools that I use in my business and my life. If you would like me to send them to you, just sign up down below and I will send them to you shortly. And come over and join the community of other success-driven mompreneurs. I will see you next week on The Mompreneur Show.